Yeah, so over the years, I've been able to collaborate with many research groups at MIT and beyond. For the past 10 years, I've collaborated with Professor Buchwald. We've leveraged a lot of these chemical tools that I've built in the lab in terms of peptide and protein modification. We've also leveraged the decades of research and effort that he's put into this overall area of what's called organometallic chemistry. And we've blended this into the bio world, asking how do we actually dial in specific reactivity into the world of proteins and peptides and now oligonucleotides. And that's been a remarkable long-standing collaboration. And more recently, we've built a small molecule discovery engine that combines both of our technologies. That's just one phenomenal collaboration that I've had at MIT. I mentioned the protein printers, these peptide printers that we built. We've actually started a lot of that work with Professor Klaus Jensen in the chemical engineering department. And a lot of the early work was really a convergence of engineers and chemists coming together to solve these important problems to actually ultimately translate into a product, something that is used now by hundreds of people within my laboratory and other folks around MIT campus. Extending upon the nature of interdisciplinary science, we also worked with Professor Mo Vogasi on the synthesis of hemistatin, this antibacterial agent. And in doing so, we used our capabilities in peptide chemistry and combined it with his lab's capabilities in natural product synthesis. And we actually made, in a rapid format, a whole series of new antibacterial agents and tested them. And we are continuing to do this in the hopes of making new anti-infective compounds. And lastly, just even right next to my lab is Professor Kiesling. And we have a whole lab and a project around discovery of new antimicrobial agents, including the Broad Institute. So this is just a small snippet of all the various activities that are going on within MIT. But I would say that Kendall Square has exploded in terms of its interest in life science, biotech, tech bio, all these various areas. And so another long-standing collaboration that I've had is actually right across the street with Sarepta Therapeutics. And they came to me about 8-9 years ago and asked questions if we could have a collaboration to really think through how can we innovate in the space of coming up with antisense oligos that can efficiently penetrate muscle cells so that we could perhaps improve the therapies for patients with Duchenne muscular dystrophy. And so we've been doing this for a long time. We've been making a lot of progress. What's also really exciting is through the various generations of students, we've actually ended up training about 10 PhD students that have been parts of these projects and certainly gone off and launched their careers in various efforts. And some have even joined and now work at Sarepta Therapeutics. Yeah, so fortunately in this area, it's really, a lot of people are excited about taking discoveries that are made at MIT and launching startup companies. And I've been fortunate enough to be a part of that in a number of instances. Our fast flow rapid protein synthesis technology is now part of AMID Technologies, and they're working through to scale the technology, professionalize it. We at MIT get technology up to a stage of where it works and it can be used in the laboratory. And now the next stage is at professional grade. And that's a big part of the tech transfer and building up these startup companies. In another instance, as I mentioned, through the pandemic, we did a lot of work on coronaviruses. This led to essentially forming a team, a group of scientists and entrepreneurs, and launched a company called Decoy Therapeutics. And we're working to build a nasal formulation based on a peptide that we've designed that actually can inhibit viral progression and transmission, we hope. We're testing that right now. It looks quite exciting. And in other cases, I've worked with folks to think through starting companies around targeted delivery of RNAi, so this next generation of programmable medicines. We're also thinking through other opportunities based on technologies that we've created at MIT that might lead to startups.